Oh, damn. We're in trouble now.
I'm trying to cross my legs.
What were you saying?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying, well, Natasha had mentioned that Brandon last week you sounded very happy.
I am very happy.
That's cool.
And I know, and I just think it's cool that people are able to pick up that you sound like you're in a more pleasant place.
Yes.
Well, I'm happy about that.
Oh, you wanted me to elaborate.
Really, this is a conversation. This is a podcast.
Oh.
I'm not.
Well, yes. No, I am very happy. The thing is, like, my sleep's gone a little sideways, I guess you can say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I don't go to sleep at the right time or actually stay up the entire night again. So, like, my sleep's kind of a little wonky.
Now, are you not giving yourself like a schedule, or you're not scheduling yourself?
No, I can't. So I can't go into bed at 9 and then fall asleep by 9:30. That's just
So
impossible.
Okay, so how did you fall asleep when you were working?
I passed the hell out because I was exhausted.
Okay, well, you just got to do something to make you exhausted.
What time do you think you're falling asleep now?
What? I'm falling asleep at like 3 o'clock in the morning. But I usually wake up at like, I don't know, 9 to 11.
Okay.
But it's really weird though, because like I don't.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong
there's
with
nothing
that.
wrong with it, because again, it's just more like, as long as I'm up by like 1, that's fine. But even when, because I stayed up all night a couple days ago, because it's not like my mind's running in a bad way or I'm thinking about too much negative stuff. It's more of like, how am I going to do something different to benefit myself? It's more of just like a productive thought process, instead of sitting there just like, oh my God, I don't want to go to fucking work tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
I hate this. I'm not, it's not like that. That's keeping me up. It's more of just like, how am I going to do something different to better myself and what I'm doing?
Now, have you thought about structuring like creative like thinking time? Because you staying up all night would probably hinder your creativeness because you're a little sleep deprived. So like, what if like an hour before you went to bed, you like sat at a table or you sat at a desk and you just brainstormed to listen to music?
Yeah.
So this way you kind of tire yourself out. Because I know when I used to journal, I would like fall asleep while journaling.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Because like,
Are you okay?
it's hot.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's been really hot today.
No, but it's whatever. No, I like last night, it was about like 12 o'clock at night, and I just sat at the side of my bed, and I was like, what am I going to do differently? Like, what am I going to do to help myself with this more? And it was mostly, I just thought about, I really got to start putting it on like Instagram and like Twitter, tweets, and all that stuff. And there's a chapter in the book that we're going to go over today.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll go over it more once we talk about the book, but like, because like I read the book this morning and then I actually did what I was like saying I was going to do. There was just a part in it, it's just like, you really got to say what, again, I'm not going to jump into it. But that's just it. It's not, I'm not staying up because like I don't want to fall asleep, but it's more like I'm staying up because I'm trying to figure out more positive stuff.
Totally. Absolutely. So that's different than when you had said that you're like, oh, I'm not going to bed until 1. I thought instinctively, and I think maybe just falling into old habits, I was like, oh, he's just, pussyfooting around or like, just kind of like cutting corners and stuff like that. But it sounds, I think maybe journaling would be really nice for you, just because not only is it, instead of just all kind of like free-formed in your head, it's on the paper, right? So it's tangible.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if I need to start doing this, like it's already on paper, you're like, oh, well then that'll lead me to that. I feel like once you get it from thought to paper, it might seem a little more manageable. It might actually help you with your sleeping.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
And also too, what I'm going to say is, because I was doing the same thing, I was not sleeping at all at night, because I would go to sleep and I would wake up, like it'd be 12:30 at night, and then I would grab my phone and I would start working again.
Yeah.
And I think it's, Brandon, because, and this is just my thought, but maybe it's because we held back for so long waiting to quit, and now all of a sudden it's like we have so much to do that sometimes our brain just doesn't know when to shut down, if that makes any sense.
No, I mean, it does, but like my brain's never shut down though. Like that's the thing. Like even when we weren't in this predicament, and like even before escrow, like my brain just never shuts off.
Well, I think you and Mom are textbook overthinkers.
Oh, absolutely.
that, and I just don't sleep well.
Yeah. But you also too, like you say, like you've never really slept
You see,
well.
because a lot of
But
times,
yes, I am an overthinker,
Yeah.
100%.
yes, a lot of times though, when in the past when you were like, I'm not sleeping, it was because you were spiraling into like a dark abyss.
Yeah, well, there was a difference. I mean, that was more just like so much negative thoughts, but I don't really have that negativity anymore.
No, totally. And it's funny you mentioned that, because I was actually going to say, like, maybe the negative thoughts kept you up, but now that you don't have those negative thoughts, now there's all this potential and possibilities. I think the potential and possibilities are so big. It's kind of like, it's hard for you to kind of figure out which kind of story or goal to reach first.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's a good problem to have. It's way better than the latter.
Yeah.
I think maybe like structuring a little bit more like creative, like free, like even just free thinking, like even you just going to Starbucks and having like a tea, and like kind of calming down and kind of get everything on paper would help you with your sleeping. And I think also, maybe even just going for a run or going for a walk or jump
I
roping.
have some sleepy time tea that you can have.
Well, so do I, but like I try to, I don't know.
And to me, like a sleepy time tea like that is nothing more than just it turns into a healthy habit to where you're telling your brain like
it's night time.
It's okay. It's time to start.
That's a good point.
It's time. It's time to start shutting down.
Restructuring your night schedule. And I think maybe if you worked out, like exercise, like rode your bike or jump roped or anything like that. Like Des left for Africa tonight, so I'll be jump roping in the garage and boxing in the garage at night. So you're more than welcome to come over until I leave for North Carolina. We'll tucker you out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I
haven't been out in like a couple weeks.
I think maybe the fact that like you haven't really left the house to like kind of reset your brain might do you some good, even if it's just at Starbucks or even if it's just like walking down to the duck pond. You can drive your car down to the duck pond and walk in circles and just kind of just like come up with new ideas. Like I find that I have really good ideas. I personally
would love to have a walking partner.
Yeah.
And I know I'm your mom and that doesn't sound all that appealing. But if you wanted to, like, once you're done streaming and you're done eating, if you want to go for like a nice long walk or something, I'm definitely down for that.
We'll figure it out.
Even all of my people call your people, but like really, that's a really good idea, because I know I get a lot of my good ideas when I go hiking. Yeah. I tend to have better ideas when I'm by myself, so I go hiking by myself sometimes, and so that's where I usually come up with a lot of my ideas, or it kind of like helps me find my center. And I think once you find like an outside activity to like center yourself, I think you'll be in a really good shape, because like you say, this social media, the streaming, this, the whole content creating is your job. But since you've quit, you haven't really allowed yourself any personal like enjoyment. You haven't really had a hobby, or you haven't really done anything to like,
maybe you should start riding your bike.
This is me time. Yeah.
No, I mean, and I even thought about that, but I was just like, I gotta come up with a healthy schedule.
Exactly. Yeah. Or you could even ride your bike down to the bike park and do the pump track.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could.
Or even like your motorcycle. I mean, what you could do is like you could wake up earlier and go for like just a motorcycle ride, just to have like just time to. It's like it's your you time.
Yeah. No, 100%.
You know. So and then sometimes what I've had to do, Brendan, it's like when I'm waking up and I'm like, my brain just instantly turns on and I can't turn it off. I literally have to tell myself, it's okay for you to rest. It's okay for you to not think about this and worry about this at this moment, because you just need to sleep.
Yeah.
And sometimes just saying that out loud actually helps me a lot too.
Yeah, no, and it's not like it's, it's not bad or anything.
Yeah, it's not detrimental. You're not losing sleep.
No.
Your sleep schedule is just a little different.
Yeah, it's pushed back.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. But I mean, I'll get there.
Well, whatever works for you works for you. I mean, you do seem happier and you do seem lighter, and you know what, and truthfully in the grand scheme of things, that's really the most important.
Oh yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah. What about you, Robert? What you got going on this week? Anything good?
This week? So it's Monday by the time people are listening to it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I was like, no, today's Friday.
Yes, I know today's Friday.
Okay.
It's hard to remember the days. The only thing that keeps me remembering the days is thrift shopping Thursdays.
This week, nothing. This week is actually the lull, because I have a really busy month.
Yeah.
So Des left for Africa today, so I can't go to the gym, so I'm going to be losing my mind.
Did you want to do some rock climbing before the tattoo appointments?
I could. Yeah, we could. We absolutely could. I was also going to just work out in the garage.
That's right.
I
That's
jump rope
literally
and I hit the
just
bag.
mentioned that.
It's okay.
Sorry.
I mean, because I used to box a whole lot, and so I'm trying to keep up with my boxing regiment and just working out like that, keeping my cardio and my, it's just nice to sweat. So I'll be doing that for 10 days, and then I leave for North Carolina, and then tattoos, which I have no idea what I'm going to do for my tattoos.
You know what you're doing for. Oh, did you ever figure out the one for Austin?
Yeah, that one I got fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to get a Liberty Bell for libs. And then I need to do something around my collarbone. So I don't know about that.
You know,
I want the leaf, like the kind of like oak, not oak leaf, but
Like
it's
it's a gold leaf kind of.
yeah, gold leaf. Yeah, but everybody and their moms have it now.
Yeah.
And it kind of killed it.
Then you should do like.
Because I don't want a frame. I don't want it to feel blocked.
What about like something to have to do with like time, like maybe like some watches or something?
That is an idea.
That sounded really bad.
Yeah, that sounded real bad. For someone who has tattoos.
Chain full of watches.
You should get some cowboy boots.
Yeah.
And just put it.
You can symbolize fire. You should get some.
You know, I'm going to ignore both of you at this moment.
Well,
but
you know what? That is an idea. You are correct.
I was just thinking something to signify, like maybe like a watch chain or something like that. And it just, please let me stop talking about that.
Chain.
Okay. Give me your shovel. You're
A
done
watch?
digging.
So
Chain.
I was talking to somebody the other day and about tattoos, and I know that you're having a hard time like for Daryl.
Yeah.
But what about maybe a lyric from a song that reminds you of him?
No, I'm done. So there is one thing that reminds me of him, but it's not a song. It's a story that he told me about him and Courtney.
Yeah.
And it was he used to go fishing a lot. I'm not gonna tell. I can't tell the
wouldn't
story.
say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you just?
It's so funny.
Then why don't you get like a fishing pole or like some fishing line? Well, okay, never mind.
It's not my story.
Well, that's a good point.
So it's not going to symbolize anything like that. I think I might just get a tattoo that I like, and then I'm just going to dedicate it to Daryl.
That's
Because
a good
I think I'm putting
idea.
too much emphasis on a tattoo that like symbolically mean Daryl, versus like I'm just going to get whatever I want.
Well, why don't you? I mean, because I know that it really just kind of like really knocked you for a loop losing him. Why don't you just have something just to kind of symbolize that you're at peace and you're okay?
Yeah.
Because I mean, truthfully, I know Daryl well enough. He would not want us feeling bad.
Yeah.
He would want us talking about how goofy he was and how silly he was. So maybe just something just signifying that you're okay for him.
Yeah. I actually really like that. Yeah. So I'll do something like that.
You know.
Because I chick messaged me last night on Insta, and she has some really rad tattoos. She was just like, hey, like I really. Like, I like your style. Like, you own it, but I don't have a style. But I mean, like, I'm just being me. And that's all it is.
That is your style.
That's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
I'm just being me, and like she blacked out her arm and then kind of like a little bit of her neck. And I was like, dude, that's sick. She's like,
blacked out tattoos are sick.
She's like, it doesn't mean anything, but I really enjoyed it. I was like, that's the coolest thing,
Yeah.
like you don't have to get something meaningful to have it be awesome. Like as long as it's okay with you, then
So long as you, every time you look at it, you know that it's okay, then that's really what it needs to signify.
For sure.
100%. And like, because I mean, I know a lot of people do put pressure like, oh, it has to mean something.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, does it really?
Well, I think the first tattoo should.
Oh,
I think the first
that
tattoo should have some
100%.
sort of symbolic meaning. It doesn't have to be anything deep or well, but you were like, oh yeah, it's more of like whenever I get tattooed, it's how I was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So like if there's like I want the tattoo when I look at it to remember how I was feeling when I got it.
Yeah. And every time I look at my stomach, I have ghost phantom pains of how I felt.
I don't mean like the time actually getting
I know.
it. I think where you are in that life, that chapter you are in your life.
Yeah, because I mean, that was monumental for
That was
you.
huge.
Because that was right before you were leaving the job.
Yeah, and that's when my ex was like, oh, well, the ex before that, the most recent ex 2 years ago was like, oh, you can't get it.
Yeah, but look at how far you've
Oh, no, I know.
grown.
And when I was getting it, I was like, fuck you. I'm getting it anyways. Like, I'm going to do myself.
Well, I don't think you would even be able to do the podcast if you were still in that relationship.
I couldn't be doing Twitch if I was on the podcast, if I was still dating her.
You wouldn't be sober.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
100% you wouldn't be sober.
No. So, there's just a lot of good that comes out of, tragic stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say tragic stuff, but I think, accepting it and then moving on and just kind of embracing it.
Okay, that sounds a lot better than what I said.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot better. How about you, Mom?
Well, for me, it's been a really cool week on YouTube. And it's not so much the number of followers or the number of views, but I did this TikTok not too long ago where I wrote like just some things that I did in life after 50. So then I decided to actually do a YouTube over each thing that I had done. So my first one, I did my sober story. I basically told my sober story. What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm listening.
Oh, so I told my sober story on YouTube, and it really felt good.
Okay.
But I think, so I've been really happy.
You also said it was your most successful YouTube
It's
to
been
date.
my, yes. And it's been my most successful YouTube to date. I'm really excited about that. But I feel like I'm finally being genuine to myself on that platform.
Now, let me ask you this. When you first started your social media, you were fashion doesn't stop it for 50. And then once you rebranded, you developed more of a rapport and you actually were able to be discovered, and now you're who you are now.
Yes.
Do you think your YouTube needs to kind of follow that same category? Because if your YouTube, just simply looking at trends, right? If you just look at which videos you do that do well, which videos you don't do well, your sober video seems to do well. So what I would do is I would start catering your content maybe towards that demographic, maybe towards that sort of coaching.
Absolutely. More like life coaching, kind of like, and it's not like I have all the answers, but I can share my story.
Yeah. Well, I think also too, I think addiction is a very solitary thing. And I think people put a lot of shame onto it, and they don't seek help because they don't want to either admit that they are an addict or they don't know who to turn to. So I think what they're doing is, they're looking for somebody who has been in the same path, who has walked the same path.
Yeah.
And I think if they saw you kind of being open and free with it, they'd be like, oh, I can too. And so they would be more inclined to get help or try to overcome their addiction and things like that. So I would absolutely maybe start catering your content to that demographic.
Well, this is the first time since I've been on YouTube, and I've been on YouTube now for a year and a half, that I actually, when I post my content, I feel really good about my content.
And then I would savor that moment and then acknowledge that moment and then cater and start making it for that.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Because everything this week has been about improving your life. Here's where I came from, here's where I'm at now, kind of things like that.
Okay.
I think it's also because people want to see that there's always another side to it. Hey, I was an addict and then now look at me. It's not like, hey, I was an addict and then that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Or this is my story, the end. You're like, hey, this is what's happening. Everything, a lot of people focus on the addiction. They don't realize what's after the addiction.
Well,
right?
what I recorded today as part of what was on that TikTok was reconnecting with my children.
Yeah.
So I recorded an episode today that talked about not only being the child of an addict, but being a parent and being an addict. And to me, it was no holds bar. I mean, I took off the gloves and it was a real raw experience, but I did it in order to not only help somebody who's trying to reconnect with their children, but maybe to help children who have parents who are addicts.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I have a message to be told and I want to tell it. And it's been really it's been really cool.
You did the same thing with that TikTok about that guy or Chip or whatever his name was.
Which one?
Oh yeah, the dude who laughed at you, and you made that TikTok. You're like, hey, listen.
Oh yeah, did I tell you that?
No.
Oh,
because it seems like nobody can tell me fucking shit in this family.
Well, you should follow me on TikTok.
Well, if mom,
I do.
Well, you know what you don't. That's what I'm saying. So you and mom should go walk around the duck pond and kind of hey, how's your day? Okay, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I just talked to Pam.
Okay,
Yeah,
but I think it would do you both well if you guys did something a little active together.
Mm-hmm.
How did I get into this?
Well, I could use some alone time.
So I did a TikTok, Brandon, that when I was in junior high school, I went up to this guy and I told him I was going to ask his friend to the Sadie Hawkins dance.
Okay.
And he laughed in my face. And it just really brought back how absolutely shitty I felt. And so my TikTok wasn't hey, when I was in junior high school, somebody laughed in my face, the end. It was transitional. It was you know what? When I was in junior high school, and I showed them a little picture of me in junior high school, I'm like, this is what happened, but this is who I am now. Mm-hmm. And from that moment, my light shines brighter. You know what? I'm bolder. I'm braver. And it was more of a that was a really crappy moment in my life, but that's not defining who I am today.
No, 100%.
Yeah, you're not Lonnie Pike, the girl who was laughed at the Sadie Hawkins dance. You're Lonnie Pike.
I'm Lonnie Pike, the force to be fucking reckoned with.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also too points out that this shit happens to everyone.
Absolutely, so that's what I wanted.
Yeah, and people might be like, oh, this is Lonnie Pike, gray hair and tattoos. She's super cool and confident and badass. Everybody goes through their own gripe, their own struggles and things like that. And so what you're doing is you're humanizing you as a content creator.
Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to tell people the backstory. It's like looking at the gymnast at the Olympics, and you're like, oh my God, that triple sack cow just looks so easy, but you don't see all the pain and all the training that goes into doing that. Yeah. So I'm just trying to tell the backstory.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, and then one last thing, I'm going to make this really quick, but I was telling Robert this morning, I've been feeling Auntie Vicky a whole lot more lately. And I always felt like she was not coming around because she was trying to like, she just wasn't coming around. But I don't think I was thinking about her as much because every time I thought about her, I always associated like sad kind of times with like addictions and stuff. And I've worked it out in my brain that I can have memories and thoughts of Auntie Vicky that are happy and flourishing, and it's really been cool because I feel like I'm channeling her energy a little bit more without having the stigma of past traumas coming with it.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Like even if shit happens and it went sideways with someone, you don't always have to think about the one moment. Because like, what do they say? Oh my God, what's the phrase? One bad thing will kill 1,000 attaboys.
Yeah.
Like, like everybody will remember the one thing that you fucked up, but everything else that you've done right, it goes out the window.
Yeah, and it wasn't even what she fucked up. It was just, I was feeling, I was feeling bad. I was feeling like that was her legacy, and I changed her legacy in my heart, and to be strong and powerful and beautiful and not, remembering bad times. I only remember good times now when I think about her. Yeah, and it's been really cool.
Yeah, that's what's also, when you get all the negativity out of your head, you start thinking about all the good stuff instead of all the bad stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking of good habits, not just bad habits.
There you go. Speaking of habits.
The atomic habits.
So Robert, it's your week, so we will let you take the lead.
Ah, yes. So this week on Atomic Habits, we're on chapter 4, and the title of the chapter is The Man Who Didn't Look Right. Now, this chapter is really small, but actually I think has a lot of really good points. And so it starts off with a story of a psychologist named Gary Klein, who told a story of a woman who attended a family gathering, and she had spent years working as a paramedic. And when she went to this family event, she took one look at her father-in-law and got really concerned. And he says, "I don't like the way you look," she said. Her father-in-law, who was feeling perfectly fine, jokingly replied, "Well, I don't, what'd you say? Well, I don't like your look either." "No," she insisted. "You need to go to the hospital now." A few hours later, the man was undergoing life-saving surgery after an examination had revealed that he had a blockage of a major artery and was at an immediate risk of a heart attack. Without his daughter-in-law's intuition, he could have died. And so it basically just kind of talks about like this man had literally no signs or symptoms of somebody who was going to have a heart attack. And he goes into explaining that there's these subconscious habits that we kind of run through, and he puts a couple of other examples. And he says, similar stories exist in other fields. For example, a military analysis can identify which blip on a radar screen is an enemy missile and which one is a plane from their own fleet, even though they are traveling at the same speed, flying at the same altitude, and look identical on the radar in nearly every aspect. During the Gulf War, Lieutenant Commander Michael Riley saved an entire battleship when he ordered a missile shot down, despite the fact that it looked exactly like the battleship's own planes on radar. He made the right call, but even his superior officers couldn't explain how he did it. And okay. Oh, you came up like you were going to say something.
No, well, I was just like, how crazy is that?
Well, yeah. I mean, he goes into an example is to like the human brain is so fantastic and magical and like just complex, and the way in which we perceive things is it's a series of small events that are categorized, and so our brain kind of goes on autopilot. Very similar to like, they call it driving hypnosis. You've done the same drive over and over and over again. Your brain's like, oh, okay, hey, I got you. You can think about other things. It's this habit, this routine that does so consistently repetitive that you don't even know you're doing it, which is very similar.
But not only that, but what I really picked up, it's like even his superiors couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
And as a human, we always want to explain everything.
Sure.
Sometimes we just don't settle with well, it's just because I know.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we get those things where we just know, I think it's when our subliminal brain is actually telling us things, and sometimes we don't have to explain everything.
Sure. Well, they say your first guess is always the correct one, right? It's until you overthink it or until you kind of go back and second guess yourself is when you usually make the wrong choice.
Right.
Like when they say on tests, it's your first guess is usually the correct one. So it's very similar to, this habit in which you formed. Your first intuition is usually correct. And he goes into saying, it says, the human brain is a prediction machine. It is constantly taking in your surroundings and analyzing the information it comes across. Whenever you experience something repeatedly, like a paramedic seeing the face of a heart attack patient or a military analyst seeing the missile on a radar, your brain begins noticing that what's important, what is important, sorting through the details and highlighting the relevant clues, and cataloging the information for future use. So it's very similar to like, honestly, like anything you can apply at any position, like when I do my mustache, when you guys get in your car, how you tie your shoes, it's a habit formed over countless times and repetition and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of like sometimes you just walk into a room and you're like, there's just something not right.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm always
I think not so much maybe that, but
sorry.
What's that?
I was thinking like just eating, like what you want to eat. Or like say if there was a plate of food and there was a plate of bad food, like you can kind of already tell what would be a bad.
Well, he
food.
actually goes into explaining that. Well, like if you were to go home and eat a plate of bad food, it's because you eat the cookie to feel better, and you do it so many times you instinctively just reach for that bad food to make you to like end a day or make your day better and things like that. So it's a repetitive motion that's worked over and over. It's not something that you're like, oh, well, today I'm going to start doing this, and then your body already knows that habit.
Yeah.
It's more of just the subliminal or subconscious habits that are formed with routinely over time.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, this is one of the most surprising insights about our habits. You don't need to be aware of the cue for a habit to begin. You can notice an opportunity and take action without dedicating conscious attention to it. This is what makes habits useful. He says it's also what makes them dangerous. As habits form, your actions come under the direction of your atomic and non-conscious, I swear to God I know words, mind. You fall into old patterns before you realize what's happening. Unless someone points it out, you may not notice that you cover your mouth with your hand whenever you laugh, that you apologize before asking a question, or that you have a habit of finishing each other's sentences.
Other people's sentences.
No, that's mom. Mom does that.
Yeah.
Mom tries to guess the ending of the story as you're telling her the story.
As you're telling it.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's mom. Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't know if I finish your sentence, but I interrupt.
Yep.
All the time.
Yep. And the more you repeat these patterns, the less likely you can become to question what you're doing and why you're doing it. I once heard a retail clerk. Oh, he goes into a story about somebody who like instinctively cut up a magazine.
No, it was a credit card.
Yeah. Excuse me. He says, over time, the cues that spark our habits become so common that they are essentially invisible. The treats on the kitchen counter, that remote control next to the couch, and the phone in our pocket. Our responses to the cues are so deeply encoded that it may feel like the urge to act comes from nowhere. For this reason, we must begin the process of behavior change with awareness. Before we can effectively build new habits, we need to get we need to get a handle on our current ones.
I like that one.
Yeah. This can be more challenging than it sounds because once a habit is firmly rooted in your life, it is most commonly I swear to God, this word gets me, non-conscious and automatic. If a habit remains mindless, you can't expect to improve it. As the psychologist Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
No, and I've always been a big fan of like your subconscious. And that's why I'm thinking, that's why I always say it's really important to listen to your dreams, because your dreams are when, that's when your subconscious gets to run amok, and it tells you a whole lot.
Well, also too, I mean, especially at the very last sentence, right? He says, until you make an unconscious conscious and until you make the unconscious conscious, it'll direct your life in a way you can call it fate.
No.
So you what's up?
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay. But please.
So no, I was going to say, because a lot of times it's like, because it says that you have to get a handle on your habits before you can build new ones. But sometimes it's like, what do you think about like if somebody's out there and they're really trying to change a lot of habits? What if they just like wrote down like a daily kind of like, this is what I do throughout my day kind of thing?
But the thing is, though, you can't just change all these habits at once.
Exactly.
You've got to take it one step at a time. You've got to really practice on the one step because if you're going to overload yourself if you try to do all these crazy things at once.
Well, if you make a drastic life change, if you're like, I'm fixing all 6 of these things, like your body's going to give up.
No, I'm not saying that you have to fix everything at once, but some of these habits are so ingrained that we don't even call them habits. Like he said, he's like, you don't tell your hair to grow, but it grows. I mean, that's not a habit, but I'm just saying, if you're out there and you're struggling and you don't know what is a habit and what's not, maybe just take one day and write down your daily routine and then go back and see if you can see any habits that are healthy or unhealthy.
Sure. Well, that's actually the premise of this chapter, right? He says, one of our greatest challenges is challenging habits. One of our greatest challenges in challenging habits is maintaining awareness of what we're actually doing. This helps explain why the consciousness of bad habits can sneak up on us. We need a point and call system for our personal lives. That's the origin of the Habits Scorecard, which is a simple exercise you can use to become more aware of your behavior. To create your own, make a list of your daily habits. So basically what he's going and explaining is he said, write down everything you do in a day, and then you can choose to either be a neutral habit, a positive habit, or a negative habit. So what we did is we went ahead and wrote down what we do in the morning, and we can either decide for ourselves or we can decide for others if it's a positive, negative, or neutral.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second real quick. I just wanted to skip back a page real fast. So it's just about the pointing and calling thing that you were talking about.
The Japanese railway system. It's the Japanese workers have a process of pointing and calling at things.
Yeah. So it's this. So
you can explain what it is, because I had no idea what.
No, yeah, because I mean, in a couple of paragraphs, it pretty much just says that like this process known as pointing and calling is a safety system designed to reduce mistakes. It seems silly, but it works incredibly well. Pointing and calling reduces errors up to 85% and cuts accidents by 30%. The MTA, have no idea what that means.
Metro Transit Authority.
That's what that means. Subway system
really
in New York City adopted a modified version that is point only, and with 2 years of implementation, incidents of incorrectly berthed subways fell 57%. So pointing and calling is so effective because it raises the level of awareness from non-conscious habit to a more conscious level. Because the train operators must use their hands, eyes, mouths, and ears, they are more likely to notice problems before something goes wrong. My wife does this similar. Whenever we are preparing to walk out the door of a trip, she verbally calls out the most essential stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, that's just the point and call, you know? I mean, instead of keeping it in your mind and be like, do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have that? At that point, you're saying it out loud. So not only are you saying it, but you're also hearing it.
Sure. Well, yeah, he was also saying too that like if you do it enough times, it becomes a habit, and if you do it if you do it so often, so many times, you're not even really being conscious of what you're actually doing. So like if your job was to pull a lever, press 2 buttons, and then turn a knob, you could be like kind of daydreaming about things because you've already done it so many times that you could miss a button and then kill somebody.
Yeah.
So the pointing and calling thing is to bring it to the forefront of your brain. I'm pulling this lever. I am pushing these 2 buttons. I'm turning this knob. And so this way it minimizes your chances of messing up because you're actually paying attention.
Yeah,
right.
100%. And it's just more like, you know, and like this was something that I did today, you know, like, because like calling it out, you know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
So it's like I actually was like, you know what, I'm gonna send out a tweet today.
Yeah.
I sent out my first tweet.
Did you say it?
Yeah, I said it out loud.
Okay,
That's
good.
really awesome.
I was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I was taking a leak, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna send out a tweet. What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
You're the way in which you describe things is very interesting as to what you put in detail.
Well, I'm gonna tell the truth.
Yes, but you could have easily said nothing about you peeing, and it still would have been just as effective.
Anybody that's listened to the podcast knows we talk about body fluids, so go ahead.
Well, anywho, I said.
So there I was, hand on my dong.
I never went that far. I just said I'm taking a leak. I thought that was the less.
Okay, let's keep
of
going.
both evils.
Okay, so we're flushed.
Anywho, I was in the bathroom.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna send out a tweet. I'm gonna do it, and then I did it.
That's good.
Yeah.
As
so
you should.
I try to follow whatever.
So let me ask you this. I mean,
No.
Did you feel really good? I mean, did you feel like?
Well, I felt relieved after.
Yeah.
Couldn't fucking.
But no, I'm just going
let it go.
to. Nope. I'm just going to do the mother thing and just talk right over that one. But no, I mean, did you have like? Did it make you feel good? Like you've actually you called it out. You said you were going to do it, and then when you did it, have a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, because that was one of the things that I was thinking about last night at like 12 o'clock at night. I was like, you know, I gotta be more aggressive in the social media out aspect of everything. So I did it. You know, I mean, I was even thinking about it last night. When I read the chapter, I was like, damn, dude, okay.
Yeah.
And then I just implemented it into today.
Well, when it's easy to have an idea, having a thought, and then do nothing with it.
Exactly.
But when you speak it out into the universe, you're like, oh, okay, cool. This thought became a little bit more real. It became the next step to it, right?
Yeah.
And so that in itself is a habit forming in terms of a system. I'm going to come up with an idea. I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to remember it. I'm going to write it down. And every single time you progress into something, it becomes a little bit more permanent, a little bit more real, and you can progress into it fully.
See, I'm thinking once you start thinking about something you want to do and you actually do it, you're going to start allowing yourself to calm down a little bit and maybe, sleep a little bit more.
Well, I mean, I sleep well. I just don't sleep until late at night. So that's just the only thing. So it's not that I don't sleep well. It's just I sleep late.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Nope. Okay,
but you were never a morning person to begin with.
No, well, actually, I was a morning person for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, when you were at work, you were always the first person there.
Until the end.
until the end. But I'm just saying, once you know what, whatever schedule you work out, if it works for you and you're productive and you're happy, that's the right schedule.
Yeah.
You know, that's the beautiful thing about what we're doing. You can set your own schedule.
Yeah.
You know, that's just it.
Yeah.
So Robert, so we each wrote down our morning habits. So my first habit is to wake up.
Mine was also to wake up.
Mine was brush teeth.
You don't wake up first?
No, I just wake up brushing my teeth.
You wake up brushing your teeth.
Yeah, you guys don't wake up in the bathroom just randomly brushing your teeth?
Nope.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to say waking up is a healthy habit.
No, that's a neutral habit.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that waking up was the first.
What do you do in the morning?
It's your morning routine.
Brush my teeth.
Okay.
Okay, we're just going to let Brandon
Let's just assume Brandon's awake.
Yes, let's just assume that Brandon woke up.
I put up waking up.
There you go.
Do you brush your teeth immediately when you wake up?
No, I turn on the coffee, take a shower, then brush teeth.
Yeah.
Okay, because I wake up and then I go straight in and get my cup of coffee.
Yeah, I do the same.
So would that be?
No, I don't do that. Well, I wake up and then I text Natasha.
Yes.
So that's a healthy habit.
I would think so.
Yeah, it's saying good morning, just checking in on each other.
Yep.
So my first thing is I wake up and grab a cup of coffee. I don't think that's a bad habit.
No.
Well, you're not supposed to brush your teeth and then drink coffee immediately.
I
anyway.
don't brush
You have to
my
wait 30
teeth. Really?
minutes. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Oh.
I don't brush my teeth yet. I just woke
I know.
up and I'm
I
gonna
know. But you asked me a question, and I'm saying
I didn't say anything about brushing my teeth.
you asked, "Do you guys brush your teeth when you wake up?" Like
No, I asked-
before you. What did you say? Do you brush your teeth before you drink coffee?
Yes, because Brandon's first thing was drink coffee or brush his teeth. So I was wondering if his list was in order.
Oh, they're supposed to be in order?
Yes.
Oh.
No, you did not.
I did brush teeth, shower, coffee. But I do coffee, shower, brush teeth. Oh. And then breakfast.
Oh my god.
Wait, really? They're supposed to be in order? I thought we just
Brandon,
wrote stuff
why
down.
wouldn't they be in order?
It was
I
our
thought-
morning routine.
It's
No,
a
I just
morning
wrote stuff
routine.
down.
Oh my god. Do you want to give
Do
it
you-
a second before? Oh, okay. You're just gonna piece it together.
Yep.
Oh, okay, great. All right.
Okay, so we agree. We all wake up.
We all wake. Now that we're all awake,
Yes.
in
We're
order.
You text.
I will text Natasha
First.
and then I'll get out of bed and then I'll get a cup of coffee.
Okay, then I just wake up because by the time I wake up, the coffee's already done. So I
Yes.
just wake up and get a cup of coffee.
Must be nice. Because I have to go over and push a button.
You know you have a timer.
No, I do not have a timer.
We have argued over this so many times.
Mine doesn't look like that.
Brandon, not just because your coffee maker does not look like that does not make your coffee maker.
It does
have a timer.
not have it. There is no way
I
that
bought-
it's automatically going to switch its turn on.
Does your coffee have a clock?
No.
I think you should take a picture and do it.
I am going to
Okay,
because
please do.
I have to go up and flip a switch and then it starts brewing.
Do you do your coffee at night?
Yes, I
Okay.
have to.
Okay, so you flip a switch and then you drink coffee.
I flip a switch, wait 15 minutes for it to be brewed, but in the
I
time
like
it's
how
getting
you say
brewed,
that. But rude.
I take a shower, I brush my
Would you
teeth.
like me to buy you a new coffee maker?
No.
Oh my God! Fuck! Please continue.
Okay, so so what I'm wondering is if drinking coffee is what kind of habit is that? Is it positive, negative, or neutral?
It would be a positive habit.
Why is it positive?
Well, because it wakes you up.
Yeah.
It's a stimulus. It is a laxative. It is tasty.
Oh, Brandon, did you know that Robert has had prune juice?
Yeah.
You fucking old person.
Barbu gave me some of her prune juice.
When?
Did you ever have Barbu's prune juice?
I fucking stayed clear of that.
Yeah, because I was like, you know what?
You were always the do-gooder.
I was like, you know what? If it's good enough for Barbu, it's good enough for me. And it tastes like butt.
Yeah, well, it's prunes.
Even you know what? I was 54, 53 when Barbu passed away, and I held out that entire time, never drinking her warm
Can't
ass
die
prune
wondering,
juice.
man.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Nope.
Okay, so my next morning habit is once I grab my coffee, I go back to bed, but I don't go to sleep, but I actually start working
You work from bed.
I work from bed. Yeah, Liberty, she ain't getting up anytime soon. So I just turn on my music and I go straight to work, looking at my Instagram, my TikToks, and my YouTube.
Okay.
So I would consider that
That is
positive.
also a positive
I would,
habit.
yes, because I'm being productive.
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Robert?
While I'm on the computer, I look at Discord. I look at trends. I look at when video games are coming out. I look at potential trends on YouTube, ideas and stuff like that for the day. Yeah. Brandon?
So what?
There's no right or wrong answer.
I know, but I'm trying to piece this together because I guess it's like supposed to be in order.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God.
So I guess from that point, I dial in the plans for what I'm going to do for the day. And then I check like social media, and then like I read about what I need to do, and then I watch TV.
Okay. Well, those are two different things.
So do you like look at your social media?
Are we just saying what's next?
No, but I'm just asking you. So once your coffee's done, do you sit down, have a cup of coffee, and kind of look on social media and stuff like that as to what's going on?
We can say that.
Okay. Well, we're trying to build habits here. So
yeah. No. Well, what I do is
there's no right or wrong.
No. But what I do is like I kind of dial my plans in while I watch One Piece.
Yeah.
And I have so technically what I do.
Which means in reality.
In reality, is after I take my shower, I get my coffee.
So shower's there.
Yes.
You didn't put shower yet.
Yes, I did.
So you
never said shower.
Okay, so I'm so
okay.
So you turn the coffee on and then go take a shower.
Let me just do that. Yeah. So I have to turn on the coffee because I have to manually do it. So I have to manually turn on my coffee, take my shower. Then I take my shower, I brush my teeth.
Okay.
I get my cup of coffee, I sit on the floor, think about my plans of what I'm going to do as I watch One Piece and I have to play with Pam. Because Pam won't leave me alone unless I play with her.
Do you see the significance of maybe doing this in order next time? Because you skipped like 3 things.
Well, I mean, that's technically after I'm done with playing with Pam for like 20 minutes or 40 minutes or however long she wants to play, even though I get upset after 40 minutes. Is then I start checking the social media and then I start, breakfast. That's right. I eat breakfast somewhere in that 40 minutes. So yes.
So I'm thinking
Can't you see I'm very organized?
Yes, but I'm thinking that you shouldn't brush your teeth before you have coffee.
I don't brush my...
You said...
Brandon, your list is so fucked up.
Yes, I do. Wait, why aren't you supposed to drink... Wait, I thought you couldn't brush your teeth after drinking coffee.
Neither are good.
Why is it?
Well, first of all, if you brush your teeth before you drink coffee, it's going to taste like butt.
No, it tastes pretty good.
It tastes better?
I like butt.
I literally brush my teeth with my coffee cup in my hand.
See, I don't. Yeah. How am I worse? I thought you're not supposed to...
Where's my phone? I'm Googling this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're not supposed to
I don't
drink...
know where my phone's at.
It's on the couch.
Is it? How do you know that?
Because I saw it.
But I just don't think... I don't think there's any medical...
I don't think it matters.
No.
It's not... What do you mean medical?
Don't drink orange juice after you brush your teeth.
So where's the line?
So no, I used to, when I worked at escrow, I would drink coffee, then I'd brush my teeth, and then I'd get a coffee to go. But I would drink coffee, I wouldn't stop after or before brushing my teeth.
It says, we don't want either of these things. It says, is it better to drink coffee before or after you brush your teeth? We don't want either of these things to happen, but dental experts agree that brushing before you drink coffee is better than after.
Ha!
Okay. If you've removed plaque buildup from your teeth, it says, if your removed plaque buildup and your teeth are clean before you drink coffee, it's more difficult to stain to adhere to the surface of your teeth. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, so I'm going to start brushing my teeth as soon as I wake up in the morning.
Dentists recommend waiting at least 30 minutes after drinking coffee before brushing your teeth.
Oh, that's okay too.
Well, I mean, whatever, dude.
Yeah. Who are they?
Okay. So
I don't trust that.
Piecing things together. So basically... Robert, where are you at in your list?
Or we don't know. Am I on number 3 or Brandon 7?
Oh wait, we were just doing 3.
No, Brandon. We were at our 3rd step.
Oh,
yeah.
You're on number. You are yourself.
Okay,
so
Robert.
Far.
Let me recap my morning. I wake up, I grab my coffee, I work on my social media. Robert, what is your first 3?
I wake up, I text Natasha, I get coffee.
Brandon, what is your first 3 only?
Coffee. Shower, Pam.
Brandon, none of those things were in order when you said it first. What happened to waking up?
You
what
said
happened to brush your teeth?
I'm already awake.
What happened to your coffee?
I said coffee.
Okay.
No, because, sweetheart, you wake up, you turn on your coffee, you get in the shower.
No, well, the thing is, the thing is, right? My eyes close, then I automatically am awake.
You have a fucking list. All you got to do is rethink of what you did today.
Okay, this is like a game of Clue. All right, Brandon, we're going to agree. You wake up in the mornings, right?
I'm already awake.
Okay. So imagine yourself in bed. You just woke up.
You just woke up. That's 1.
What do I do?
Yes.
I pet Pam.
Brandon.
There's a curveball.
What? She wants to be pet. Because
You realize you have not said that in the 9 times you've talked about your
that's
list.
fine.
I don't always pet her.
Brandon, I'm talking about today.
Well, today. Oh, we're talking about only today.
I'm just
No,
to
in
help
general.
you out. Okay,
in general. Okay. Well, so technically,
You wake up.
I'm already awake.
No, you wake up.
No, I'm pretty much already awake.
Okay.
I pet Pam.
Okay, we got 1 and 2. Now, so what do? Okay, you wake up, you just kind of sat there for a little bit, you pet Pam. And
Turn on coffee.
Turn on coffee. Got
Shower.
Brandon, that's 3.
Oh, wait. Waking up is 1?
Yeah, Brandon. Yes.
Huh.
No. We're gonna get this down so he can continue. Okay, you wake up, you
I'm
pet
already
Pam.
good.
No,
My
you're
list
not.
is-
Brandon,
solid.
you're not good.
Okay.
Your list is a dumpster fire.
What?
Okay, Brendan, you wake up, pet Pam.
Huh.
Then you're
Pet Pam.
yeah, petting Pam.
Okay.
Pet Pam. So now you push the button on your coffee maker that we have determined does not have an automatic timer.
Correct.
Okay. So now you turn around and you go take a shower.
Correct.
Okay. So after your shower, is that when you get your first cup of coffee?
But before, yeah, no, after I take a shower, I go get my cup of coffee.
Okay, and that would be your first cup of
Correct.
coffee today.
And then I lotion.
When do you brush your teeth?
That is after I shower. Wait.
Okay, when the toothbrush is in your hand, have you had a cup of coffee yet?
No.
Okay. And I'm writing, for all of these, you can't see this, I'm writing this down. So far, let's recap, because I want to make sure this is correct. Wake up, pet Pam.
Well, after I pet Pam, I sometimes get upset at her because she licks my blankets. She's been doing that a lot lately, and I don't know why.
Okay.
So
but
pet Pam, get upset at Pam, pet Pam some more.
Okay. Then you turn on your coffee.
Yes.
You take a shower.
Yes.
You brush your teeth.
Yes, and then I lotion.
Okay.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Okay. So you're moisturized. Pam's been having attention, and you're clean.
Yes.
So now you make your way in and you get your first cup of coffee.
Well, I already have my coffee. You see, the thing is, though, is before...
Is coffee on the list yet?
No.
Yeah.
No,
So,
no,
like-
no, Brandon is clearly not on the list.
Oh,
'Cause
turn on coffee.
You turn on your coffee, and
Yes, take shower.
while the
Oh.
coffee's brewing.
Wait up, take shower, brush teeth, then get coffee,
And then lotion.
Yes.
Okay.
Just because I like to sit there with some coffee and
We have coffee in the skin. We have coffee now.
we have coffee in the
Okay.
skin.
So now you go in, you get your coffee, go back, you lotion up,
Yes.
and then you get dressed, perhaps.
If I have to.
Okay, we're gonna put that. So you
Yes.
you get ready for the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're clean. Your teeth are brushed. You have your
Then I
coffee.
feed Pam,
Okay.
and then after I feed Pam, I have to sit on the floor with her for about an hour playing with her as I watch TV.
So you're back to feeding and playing with Pam.
Yes. Have you guys seen the new Spider-Man?
Nope.
Oh my God, it's fucking amazing.
Okay. So we're getting to the bottom of this list.
I'll see it when I see it. I don't know.
Okay. So you feed and play with Pam. Now, is this at the point that you watch some of your anime, or do
Yes.
you look
yeah, well,
at?
Yeah, that's the only way I can get through it without getting upset at her. Because
Okay. So
she
you're
likes to play right, but she sits there and she stares at me.
so you're looking at your anime while you're playing with Pam.
Yes.
Okay. So now, at what point do you start working on your social media? After that?
That was an option? Just kidding. Yeah, no, so that's after that.
Okay. And then, when do you eat breakfast?
Somewhere in between that.
Jesus Christ, Brandon.
Well, what do you
For
want
real?
from me? Well, yeah,
For real?
it's usually after I play with Pam.
Okay, so breakfast and then social media.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys are really organized, and I don't like it.
No, I'm just trying to get this in chronological order.
But why do we need it in chronological order?
Because it's a routine.
Because you're going to, once we get this down, you're going to figure out what's a good habit, a healthy habit, or just
I don't know,
a...
they seem like good habits.
Okay. So,
Stress eating pineapple.
okay, so you have breakfast.
What are you doing, Robert?
You can't get up during a podcast,
Yeah,
Robert.
Robert, what are you doing?
Okay, social media, breakfast, breakfast and social media, and then you go straight into then you go to your stream. Okay,
Because that's at like 1.
yeah.
So I do my social media before I stream, and then I stream.
Okay, well, you know what, Brendan? I think this is pretty solid.
That's
I mean,
what I'm
Robert,
saying.
what do you think? He wakes.
Really good list.
Yeah. Okay.
Once it got in order, but I don't know why it had to be in such good order.
What's a routine?
Because what
the whole premise of the book is habits.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
but sometimes my routine changes.
Well, and that's perfectly
depending on the
fine.
day.
It's perfectly fine. My routine changes, but for generally overall, it pretty much stays with wake up, drink coffee, work on my social media, get in the shower, get ready. I try to eat something healthy in the morning because I'm really not a morning breakfast person. So I've been having like apple or yogurt, or today I had a protein bar. Then once I eat, I go straight back to, working and doing content and stuff like that. What?
How about you?
Yeah. How is that? Yeah.
This is a bad idea.
Why?
Well, because I took a piece that was too big and I couldn't chew it. And so I was like gumming it.
Welcome to my world last night. Okay. So Brandon, I'm going to read you. Oh, I had a big piece.
Oh. Okay. We have to immediately explain what you're talking about.
Pineapple. Ew. I'm your mom.
We almost went through a whole episode.
The only thing I was talking about was eating pineapple.
Mom, the one fucking thing you don't just beat to death with detail
is what? Pineapple?
is the time you needed detail and explanations. You were like,
didn't even detail anything.
Mom can go in fucking painful detail about everything in the history of the world except for the one time she needed to go into detail.
Yes, I took a big...
Dude, your face looked like fucking one of the Muppets, dude. The Meep.
Yes, I took a really big bite of pineapple last night with that
Tahini.
With the tahini on it.
I was like, Mom, I was like, put a little bit. And she goes, beep. And I was like, Mom, put a little bit more. And she goes, beep, beep. And she goes, oh. And she starts choking. I was like, oh God, I forgot you're white.
Yeah, no, it was bad. And then it's like I wanted to spit it out, but I couldn't. And then it was bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Brandon, so listen to your morning. This is like a general morning routine.
Okay.
So you wake up, you pet Pam, you turn on your coffee, you shower, you brush your teeth, you go get your coffee, you put on your lotion, you get ready, you go feed Pam, you play with her for a little bit, and you watch your anime, you look on social media, you get you eat breakfast. Then you go and you look on your social media, you check your accounts, and then you start streaming.
Yes.
Wait, I thought this was a morning routine. You don't stream until 1.
Well, he doesn't wake up until 11, and this is technically his morning.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Well, yeah,
But no, I mean, once we got it in order and we actually got it, it's a good routine.
It's a good list.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go through the positives and negatives, right? So there's really, I think, in my honest opinion, there's very few negatives that I would put on that list.
I mean, which one would you consider a negative, Robert?
Pam.
No.
I mean, really none, because the only thing I would think of is anime, but that would be a positive because it helps you kind of like reconnect and unwind.
Yeah, no, because like I wake up, I enjoy my cup of coffee. I sit there with Pam because like I've been, because like Pam's really been she's been super playful lately, and I'm quite
happy.
She is,
yeah.
And like I really enjoy it because I mean because I always talk to you about it. Mm-hmm. Like when we were at work and shit, I was like, oh dude, Pam's a bitch, but like I love Pam, dude. Like and I was even talking about it on the stream the other day.
And just so y'all know, Pam's
Pam's my cat.
Yeah,
so she's my cat. So like and I love her to death. And I don't mean like the B word as in like a derogatory thing or like a real bad name, because I know, some people do get called that and it's a bad name, yada, yada, yada. But I just mean it because like I curse a lot. Anyways, I'm trying to undig my hole on that one.
It's
that's
fine.
Okay. But it's more just like she's a super adorable cat. And I was even talking to a couple people on stream about it. And I was like, the first month she wouldn't even leave out of my room. Yeah. And then she like started adventuring around the apartment, and then now she's just being like who she wants to be. And like now she's like, she feels like she can just do whatever, and she's just super happy. So it's really nice to see her unfold from a super shy cat into something super sporadic and just enjoying it just seems like she really enjoys life.
Yeah.
Well, to me, if we just for Pam's backstory is Brandon adopted her, like a couple of years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago, and she was just a little stray alley cat. And she's got she has a little crooked tail, right?
She always has a little crooked tail.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Brandon, is it's like as you kind of come out of your shell and you're happier and you're more at peace, she's doing the same thing.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
So,
yeah, because if she didn't purr that day, I wouldn't have taken her.
Is Pam missing a top on her ear?
No, I don't believe so. But she has a mark on the back of it.
Like a little cut mark or no?
No, it's more just like it almost looks like a scar in a sense.
Well, yeah.
But
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Well, I know if it's like a stray cat and stuff, they'll take a little, like the top, very, really top part to show that they've been fixed.
Oh. Well, they told me she was. I mean, I'll check her ear tonight.
Yeah.
But
well, no, because what it was is that she was a stray cat, and then they took her off the streets. They neutered her, and then she went up for adoption.
That's what I'm saying. Is and then generally they'll take a little a little clip.
I'll have to check
like
her ear.
it's a very, 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 very small little.
I'll have to check.
Yeah.
Because she allows me to touch her ears and her paws and stuff, which is kind of.
And she would never allow you to do that in the beginning.
Nah, she would just stay away from me. She's like, no, who are you?
Yeah, stay away.
And she still does it.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like her just being a fucking silly girl.
But that's just a really cool thing, Brandon, is again, it's like with the changes that we've made in life, it's enabled you to, to
Get
just,
annoyed.
no, it's this, you're just developing these really cool, healthy habits, and it benefits everybody, including Pam.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
Because I just know, I mean, even if Natasha can feel your energy being better, across the pond, because that's what they say.
That's what those Brits say.
That's what those Brits say. Then it's really cool that people can hear that in your voice, and that really makes me happy.
Did they really say that?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've seen it in movies. Who knows? She doesn't like when I do British accents. So.
Hello,
let's yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
Let's hear yours, Robert.
No, I'm okay.
I can do it.
Let's hear it.
Can I have a spot of tea?
There you go. You sound. If I was to close my eyes, I thought I would be in the room
I'd be
with
blimey.
British royalty.
Blimey, I just don't understand why the Queen did what she did.
No, that doesn't sound anything like anything.
Just because you say the word queen and blimey doesn't make it a British accent. And
Just
mom
like-
was gloating all morning. She's like, I'm British. I'm British. I'm British.
I am. I'm English.
Just like just like how you can't say put another shrimp in the Barbie.
Yeah.
And like you're Australian.
I don't know about that one.
Well, Australians don't even say shrimp.
What do they say?
They don't call them shrimp.
What do they call them?
Prawns?
Prawns, yeah.
Oh. Very cool. So, Robert, everybody knows. So, what do you do after?
I've woken up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll text Natasha. I'll get... well, actually, you know what? There's a couple of extra steps. I'll text Natasha.
Oh, my God. There's supposed to be, list.
Chronological order.
If we're fucking beating the day to death, yeah, so I'll wake up. I'll text Natasha. I'll text Andrew because him and I were texting morning buddies.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's like 4 a.m. I'll text Andrew. What's up, stud? He goes, hey, bud. Like, what are you doing today? I'm like, I'm doing this. He goes, what are you doing today? I'm like, I'm riding an elevator. And he'll send me a picture of, whatever. Sorry, I had too much pineapple. Whatever he's doing for the day. And what?
I'm just saying, if that noise had to come out of either Brandon or I, there would have been.
That's right. It's your guys' podcast. You guys can do whatever you want.
Wow.
Whatever.
Thank you for allowing us to visit your
You're welcome.
podcast.
So I text Andrew, I text Natasha, and then I pet Libs because Liberty is really old, right? So I don't like her jumping off my bed. So what I'll do is I'll intentionally like cuddle with her and like pet her and
Kinda
stuff like
wake
that.
her up.
Yeah, really piss her off so she wants to leave. And so I'm like, oh hey, she's like, all right, it's time to get up. So I've had enough of you. So I'll help her off, on the ramp. Then I'll get a cup of coffee. Wait, am I going through the whole day?
No, just your mornings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Just the whole list.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I'll get a cup of coffee, and then I'll go back to the computer. I'll turn it on. I'll check, Discord. I'll check, all of the, sites and things like that, looking for analytics. And then I will try to get another cup of coffee, and then I hear you, and then I have my oatmeal, and then I go to the bathroom, and then I brush my teeth. I get into the shower, and then I get ready.
And then you go right into your stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's after. That's like 9 o'clock. The day's already gone.
Yeah, because you know what, Brendan, he'll be streamed, and then he'll call Natasha, and then he'll be done with the conversation by the time I'm even like getting out of the shower, because I spend a good 3 hours just working on my content, my my social media, my podcast, while still just sitting in bed.
Yeah.
But you know what, truthfully, I absolutely love it because I'm going to paint the picture. I have Liberty at the end of the bed and I open up the back door. So it's like I feel all the air coming in and I can hear the birds and there's
You want to tell Brandon how you unproofed the window?
I'm going to tell you first about the red-tailed hawk that lives in the big trees across the street. So I can actually sit there in bed and look at a red-tailed hawk, and it's really cool.
How can you see a red-tailed hawk across the street with a giant tree in front of you?
No, it's in the giant tree.
Which tree?
The eucalyptus tree across the street.
Oh, you mean the ones you can't see from your bed?
Yeah, this is like
I
a
so
My
too
Cousin Vinny
can.
type
You
shit.
so too cannot.
I can't.
You mean talking about this street?
No, the
one
tree
across the
across
street,
the
Robert?
The one that's like three horses down.
No, the one that's directly across the street in the cul-de-sac.
Okay.
What
Yeah, look at you can't even see the door. Like I love you, but your eyesight is like.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay, after this, we're all gonna go into Mom's room and we're all gonna try to find the tree.
Yes.
It's in the dark.
Yeah.
You can still see it because there's a street light. But
You can see the red-tailed hawk?
No, you can see the tree. So I'm going to take a picture of it and I am going to, I'll post it on Instagram.
Please.
And I will here's the red-tailed hawk that I can see from my bed.
Okay. All right. So after that,
After you find the mysterious red-tailed hawk.
Oh, I
wrote it down.
I already said my day.
Oh, okay.
No, it was just because you wanted me to tell him how I unbarbed.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I leave my room and I see Mom walking by with a screwdriver. Now she seems very determined, like she's going to do something.
You know there's
now
never a good
I know
thing.
that this is not a good sign, right? So we have what's called in the business called red flags. Mom carrying anything of any kind of tool or sharp object is a red flag.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's paint the picture. I hadn't had my shower yet. My hair was standing straight up and I was shuffling by in
No,
my...
you were already ready.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah, I was. Go ahead.
Let's just take what he was saying and then flip it and then go back to
Yeah.
what he was
Okay,
saying.
Let me
so go ahead, continue, Robert.
So
You're doing a fine
Mom's
job.
ready. Mom has a screwdriver and she's walking and she's doing this as she's talking to me. So that means she's determined. That means she's motivated to do something she probably shouldn't do.
Yes.
Now, what she said to me is she was like, I'm going to unbarboo this door.
The window.
The window. Now, what she means by that is my grandma lived here alone after my grandpa passed for a long time. And she was, she liked her safety.
Yes.
So there's, two locks on the window. It's like two childproof locks.
Mm-hmm.
So Mom's idea was to unscrew the
I was
window.
going to take off the childproof
She was going to
locks.
try to undo the childproof locks instead of just the tab.
But it was a two-person job to
Okay.
open the window.
And so you thought it would be easier to go and get the screwdriver to undo the screws without asking me?
100%. I would have rather have unscrewed the screws and taken off the childproof locks than to walk into your office and be like, hey, Robert, will you help me open my window?
That's okay. So what difference is that than you coming up?
Brandon, which one would you have rather have done?
So also too, in that same morning, you smell that? It smells like wet dog. I think that Mom is bathing Liberty, which is generally not a good sign, but it's much worse because Mom comes over. She goes, there's a flood in the backyard. And so we have to get out and we walk around and we check out the flood.
Which, by the way, I have a broken pipe somewhere. And would you have known if I hadn't have figured it out?
Would I have known? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you know how to fix it?
Would I know how to fix a sprinkler?
No, not it's a broken pipe.
Okay. Do you?
Yes.
How?
Oh my God. You have to cut, if you have a broken pipe, you find out where the break is, you cut both ends, then you get another pipe with the connectors, you put that blue stuff in there, you shove it into one end, you shove it into the other, and then your pipe is fixed.
I told you that.
You know what? I was fixing the sprinklers in the backyard on our first house way before you guys could even walk. You know what?
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me that our lazy dad didn't even fix the sprinklers?
No, I don't think he did.
Do
But I also
you
don't
thi-
think
do
Mom
you?
did.
Fuck you.
I think you definitely did. I can tell you for sure Dad didn't.
No, he would. Do you think your dad was the type to get dirty? No, I was sitting there. I had to fix all the sprinklers. So I changed the garbage disposal at the house in Corona.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a whole lot I can do. And you know what?
You also threw trash on my foot today.
That I did do. So no, but I was out and the sprinklers came on late
Yeah.
because the electricity went off
Yeah.
yesterday. And so I took I've been noticing that we've had a little bit of water over here. So when I went out there to check to see what was going on, and we definitely have a bust
I think it's like
somewhere.
right below like I'd say probably like a couple inches below.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as bad as the other one. But Liberty, for some reason, decided that when the sprinklers were on, she was going to, what she never does, is go out there and go to the bathroom.
She always does that, though. She did that like 2 days ago.
She will go out there and go to the bathroom and then get caught in the sprinklers. She's got
Brandon timing.
Yes. So anyway.
Dude, you poop at the worst times. Remember the airplane? Remember New Year's Eve?
Remember every time we go anywhere.
Christmas Eve.
Or Christmas Day, we went to the beach. And we're like, hey, Brandon.
You mean peeing? I had to pee.
Anytime any bodily fluid involved you is the wrong time.
What are you talking about, dude? I can hold it. I held it.
When?
The entire time until we got to Carl's Jr.
Oh my God.
I'm getting screamed at by mom.
Just you.
Okay, that played out terribly in both of your aspects. You just needed to pee, and mom, I swear to God, Brandon is not a labradoodle. He can't just pull over to the side of the road in a busy street.
I don't know why not.
There's a lot of reasons why not.
Yeah,
I found some secluded spots.
You did not. You were like, here, I'll find that lot next to the freeway. And Brandon's like, what the fuck?
There's an encampment over there. Just go over and pee
next to that parked car.
You know what? I'm a solver. I find ways to solve things.
The solutions you have are never the right ones.
Probably not. So anyway, I think in the synopsis of our habits, I personally think we each have different habits, but I don't think that any of us have any unhealthy or bad habits.
Well, I mean, he has he has an example. So he wakes up, he turns off his alarm. Those are both neutral habits. And he says he checks his phone, which is a negative habit. Now, depending on how you look at it, could be a negative or a positive. So, he could have like a spouse who is overseas, or he could have, be waiting for an email. So I think these things are very subjective.
Yeah, because
whatever context it has to be.
Yeah, because our phones are our jobs.
Yeah, and he actually goes into detail and says scoring your habits can be a bit more complex for another reason as well. The labels good habit or bad habit are slightly inaccurate. There are no good habits or bad habits. There are only effective habits. That is, effective at solving problems. All habits serve you in some way, even the bad ones, which is why you repeat them. For this exercise, categorize your habits by how they will benefit you in the long run. Generally speaking, good habits will have the net positive outcomes. Bad habits will have net negative outcomes. Smoking a cigarette may reduce stress now. That's how it's serving you, but it's not a healthy long-term behavior. If you're still having trouble determining how to rate a particular habit, here is a question I like to use. Does this behavior help become the type of person I wish to become? Does this habit cast a vote for or against my desired identity? Habits can reinforce your desired identity. Habits that reinforce your desired identity are usually good. Habits that conflict with your desired identity are usually bad. As you create your Habits Scorecard, there is no need to change anything at first. The goal is to simply notice what is actually going on. Observe your thoughts and actions without judgment or internal criticism. Don't blame yourself for your faults. Don't praise yourself for your success.
Yeah, so it's basically like an outside observer looking at habits.
Yeah. Because you're just like, oh my God, I did this. I'm so awesome. And then you start getting into like a bad habit, or you start being too hard on yourself.
Also too, you're lying to yourself. You're like, oh, I'm doing all good habits, which I'm sure in the long run we probably are too. I mean,
but the thing is that,
there's no way we all just had positive habits. There has to be some negative.
But the thing is that we are all, I mean, if I were doing something that you truthfully, both of you thought was like a negative habit, then you would be like, yeah, that wasn't very good. Like if I got up and watched 3 hours of The Price is Right. I mean, right now, I personally think, and maybe I've got like blind mother goggles, but I think we're also really focused and dedicated on what we're doing. I don't think any of us are like implementing any bad habits at this point.
No, and like when I was still smoking weed, I'd literally wake up, smoke weed, and then get on with my day. And like again, that's just me. That was my bad habit. But some people can do it, and some people can be productive. Yeah, but like my bad habit was I would wake up, wake and bake, and then fucking.
That's all you would do all day.
That's all I would do all day. But I'm just saying, like, that's just me personally. Not saying that you can't do it and be productive.
Yeah, I mean, these are also just 5 things in our day. Like, we do so many other things. And if the day goes on, I guarantee we can find negative habits.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So then he goes into saying, it says...
if you eat a chocolate bar?
Yeah, you want to do that one? It says, if you eat a chocolate bar every morning, acknowledge it, almost as if you're watching someone else. Oh, how interesting that they would do such a thing. If you binge eat, simply notice that you are eating more calories than you should. If you waste time online, notice that you are spending your life in a way that you do not want to.
Mm-hmm.
The first step to challenging bad habits is to be on the lookout for them. If you feel like you need extra help, then you can try the pointing and calling. You could try pointing and calling in your own time, in your own life. Sorry, words are hard. Say out loud the action that you are thinking of taking, and what the outcome will be. If you want to cut, I swear to God, I know how to read. If you want to cut back on your junk food habit, but notice yourself grabbing another cookie, say out loud, I'm about to eat this cookie, but I don't need it. Eating it will cause me to gain weight and hurt my health. Hearing your bad habits spoken aloud makes the consequences seem more real. It adds weight to the actions rather than letting yourself mindlessly slip into the old routine. This approach is useful even if you're simply trying to remember a task on your to-do list. Just saying out loud, tomorrow I need to go to the post office after lunch, increases the odds that you'll actually do it. You're getting yourself to acknowledge the need for action, and that can make all the difference.
See, I really like this one about the cookies because, I mean, ever since I quit drinking, I have a very high attraction to sugar.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like at night I'll eat one cookie and then it just is instantly like I want 4.
Well, they say like when you eat an Oreo, it's the same chemical reaction as if you did cocaine. Like you can't just have one Oreo.
Right. So what I do, what I have,
Interesting, right?
That sounds about true.
Yeah. So what I've been doing is I've been conscientiously like not, I mean, I will tell myself, it's like, you only get one cookie, you know? And then I've been also too, I've been trying to buy alternatives. Like I bought like really not very sugary fudge bars, you know? So I'm trying to be really proactive in setting myself up to make this an okay thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Usually when I make cookies, I eat about half of them, and then I eat the other half the next day. So 6 a night.
yeah, well, you know what? That's just the whole thing. It's like it really depends on. I mean, for me, it has too many flashbacks to not being able to put that second or fourth or 10th beer down.
Well, just because you're doing it too doesn't make it, you know, necessarily bad. But you can also be like, hey, listen, I'm eating 6 cookies. I shouldn't eat this many, you know, because this will last me longer, or this will kill my appetite for dinner.
Yeah, because I have to stop because if I like binge on the amount of cookies I want to, I really don't feel well after I eat them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
I don't know. You guys looked at me.
He goes to and he goes to finish this chapter with just saying, the process of behavior change always starts with awareness. Strategies like pointing and calling and the Habits Scorecard are focused on getting you to recognize your habits and acknowledge the cues that trigger them, with each which makes it possible to respond in a way that benefits you. So it's really just, I mean, this whole chapter is really just about pointing out what you do in a day-to-day, what you point out your daily routine, your subconscious habits, and you know, like he says, it's all about micro changes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you change it very small little minute changes over and over, you know, it'll gradually grow into something that's really more productive.
It's that 1%.
It's that 1%. Yeah.
Did you want to read the chapter summary, Brendan?
Yeah. So chapter summary. With enough practice, your brain will pick up on the cues that predict certain outcomes without consciously thinking about it. Once our habits become automatic, we stop paying attention to what we are doing. The process of behavior change always starts with awareness. You need to be aware of your habits before you can change them. Pointing and calling raises your level of awareness from non-conscious habit to a more conscious level by verbalizing your actions. The Habits Scorecard is a simple exercise you can use to become more aware of your behavior. I have to sneeze.
I was wondering why you were having your voice like that.
Well, I thought you were making fun of me.
No, dude, I had to sneeze.
Nope, he needed to sneeze. So I thought that was a really cool exercise.
Yeah.
And for anybody out there who's like thinking like you want to like start implementing some more healthy habits into your life, I mean, it's my opinion that I would say is like maybe just take a little journal and write down like your, you know, like a day in a life kind of thing.
Yeah, or like not even so much that, just like what do I like, what do I don't like. It doesn't need to be like as detailed as the scorecard. But it could be like, yo, this is what I want to start changing. This is what I want to start focusing on. I think, you know, I rarely disagree with you, but I think what it is that if by writing down your daily routine, you're going to try to find those hidden habits that you don't know you're doing. Yeah, but you could also overlook those bad habits to like, if you're writing it down, if you're focusing like on everything, you could also kind of gloss over it.
Or just do the point and call throughout the day. Like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go and have a cup of coffee now. You know, or hey, I'm going to sit down and binge watch a show on Netflix.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, maybe something more like that.
I think that's a really good, I would agree with you on that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yay,
I'm going to have a
we
cookie.
agree.
I'm going to have another cookie. I'm
Yeah.
going to have another cookie. And then you're like, oh shit, I've already had 3 cookies.
Yeah, because I think if you do the point and call, it's going to push everything to the conscious level,
Mhm.
and it's going to be easier for you to pick out any habits that you have that you don't see.
Yeah, and you can also reward the good things, like, you know, hey, I found $10, or, you know, I woke up to a coffee maker that has a timer.
It doesn't have a timer. I will take a picture of it.
Okay, take a picture.
There's no timer.
Yeah.
Okay.
You take a
There's
picture.
no timer. It doesn't look like that.
You take a picture of your coffee maker. I'm going to take a picture of the red-tailed hawk that I can see
Well,
every
mine's
morning.
true.
So it's mine, damn it. Okay, so what's going to happen when you all figure out that I am telling the truth?
Or maybe
What do you
it's just, maybe it's just like a branch that you're looking at that looks like a red-tailed hawk.
Okay, so on the following week, we will be, right when we start the podcast, I would like you all to, we're going to start it off as whether or not there's that hawk.
Okay, so if you don't see a hawk
Tomorrow.
from now until the next
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
from now until Friday,
Okay.
then you have to do something that we
And
Perfect.
you have to take the picture from said bed.
yeah, you have to
as
take a picture
you're sit-
from your bed.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can't just
absolutely.
stand up
Yeah.
and
No,
just be like, oh,
no.
look at, there's the hawk.
Yeah.
No, because I know I see it, because every time I see it, I'm like, there's my dad.
Okay. So Brad, what do you want? What should we agree? Mom has to take. I got it. Mom has to get a piece of pineapple covered in tahini.
I like it.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Okay.
And then, so what? The only thing you have to do is admit that I'm right?
Yeah.
No, I am going to, the next week when I am proved that I am correct, I am going to bring a snack and you each have to eat it.
What's the
But
snack?
like what though?
I've
Because
got,
Brandon's a picky eater. I don't care about anything.
Yeah, I'm a very picky eater.
oh yeah, no,
Actually, no, I'm not actually as picky as anymore as I thought.
I've got some stuff in the cupboard that I got at World
Bust it
Market.
out now. I'll eat it now.
Huh?
No, I
I'm not
don't
hungry. I will eat it now.
You can eat it. I'm good.
Yeah.
No, we're going to save it.
Okay.
So, because if you eat it now, you're just going to admit that I'm right.
That's
No.
a good point.
No, I'm trying to figure out what I should eat after. I don't know what I want to eat.
I don't know, but next time eat more than a lettuce wrapped hamburger, because you've been very fidgety.
Yeah, dude. Why'd you get
We need to bring him
I should have got
snacks.
another one.
You should have.
But I
Or
didn't
just
want-
got a bun.
I didn't want. Brandon, the bun is not going to make my hunger go away. It's just a piece of bread.
It's calories.
It's not calories. It's carbs.
Your face.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this week. And
Yeah,
I
it
know that
was a small chapter.
But you know what the thing is I really love the fact that we are applying this. And I know that some of you are out there and you've messaged me and you told me you're buying the books and following along with us. And I think that is amazing. And if nobody else is going to tell you, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm 100% proud of everybody who is listening along and implementing these changes, because you know what? I know change can be scary, but I'm really proud of you for doing it.
Yeah. It's a
100%.
good
You
book
know?
too.
Yeah, it's
you
a
know?
great book.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying reading it every Friday morning.
Well, I
Wait,
think
do I know I'm supposed to say that?
No, you can
as
read
long
it
as you read
whenever
it
you
before the
want.
podcast.
Oh yeah,
I
I
don't
always
care.
read it every Friday morning.
And
It's
you know
still
what,
fresh.
Brandon, and truthfully, I mean, Robert, I mean, and I'm really proud of both of you. Robert, I've seen an immense amount of growth in you. Brandon, I'm really proud of you for being like, hey, I need to push myself. You said it out loud and you really did it. And I think that's to be commended.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself too.
Yeah.
You should be.
Yeah.
I'm really.
I mean, it's obviously it's noticeable. People who have never met you are already like, oh yeah, he sounds happier.
Yeah, the real sad guy sounds real happy.
Yeah, that
You know what?
that frown is turned right side upside down.
I think you were more tired.
I was just stressed.
I think it's a little bit of everything. you know?
Sad, kind of tired
Yeah.
and frazzled.
You just weren't motivated. You were like, well, I don't care about
I
anything.
didn't give a shit about
Yeah.
anything.
But you know what? You still showed up every Friday and you did an amazing part of the podcast. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
really, again, proud mother moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys, again, I love hearing the messages. You can message me on YouTube, Instagram. It's not so easy on TikTok, but you can find me anywhere as Gray Hair and Tattoos. Brandon?
Don't Die Disco on Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter, and TikTok.
And
but
TikTok.
I don't use TikTok.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok of yours.
Yeah, so I use TikTok.
And then Robert is Robert Pike on Instagram, and Sherbert on YouTube and TikTok. All right, you guys, until next time, I love you.
Bye, everybody.